could tell you I would. Honestly, no secrets between.
Hey guys, it's Mariam. Welcome to another reading vlog. This one is a very exciting one because I am participating in the Hello Summer Winter Readathon, which is hosted by some of my favorite bookish content creators. I participated in the first round of the Hello Seasons Readathon, which was the Hello Spring Autumn Readathon that happened in March. I did also film a reading vlog for that one, so if you guys want to check that out, I'll have that link down below. But this one is for the summer/winter, and of course I'm going to be following the winter prompts because it is winter here in Australia. There will also be two other rounds of this readathon happening later on in this year for the other two seasons, so if you guys do want to participate, I'll have all the information linked down below. But yeah, I am so excited. I love participating in readathons because it feels like you're reading alongside other book friends and you get to meet so many other bookish creators, and it just brings me so much joy. And it is a 48-hour readathon happening this weekend, so I'm excited to participate, of course. As I said, I will be doing the winter prompts, and there are two. So the first one is a book set in winter, and the other one is a winter romance. So you can either pick two separate books to fulfill each prompt, or you can pick one book that fulfills both prompts, which is what I did. So for this readathon, I have chosen The Tourist Attraction by Morgenthaler. This book, I actually haven't heard anyone talk about it. All I know is that this book is set in a small town in Alaska during the winter time, and it is a Grumpy Sunshine romance, which I love Grumpy Sunshine. So yeah, obviously this fits both prompts. It's 400 pages, so I definitely think it's going to be taking me the 48 hours to read. But yeah, I'm going to start reading, but before that I'm actually going to make myself a hot chocolate because I'm craving a hot chocolate. Plus, one of the reading activities is actually to read with your favorite winter drink, and for me that is a hot chocolate. Reached the 100-page mark in this book, so I thought I would just jump on here and give you my thoughts so far. But I also realized that I never actually told you guys what this book is about, besides it being a Grumpy Sunshine small town winter romance set in Alaska. Here's a quick summary of the book. So we've got Graham. He's a local at Moose Springs, Alaska, and he actually owns a diner called the Tourist Trap, which is a very popular place for tourists to come visit when they visit Moose Springs. And he is, I wouldn't even really say he's so grumpy. He's just, I suppose, more grumpy towards tourists because he's not really a big fan of tourists, and pretty much everyone in this small town who's a local are not fan of the tourists, and I don't know why. And then we've got Zoe, who is of course the tourist. She has been wanting to travel to Alaska for years, and she's been saving up, and she finally gets to go to Alaska, and she's actually staying with her best friend while she's in Alaska as well. And then of course she meets Graham, and Graham is pretty much like into her straight away because she is not one of the typical rich tourists there. She's like very down to earth and is just a very sweet, wholesome girl. I love Zoe so far. She's such a fun, cute character. Also, sorry about the lighting change. The sun is setting, so it's getting darker, so apologies. So far, I am liking the story. I absolutely love this setting, the small town vibes. Oh my goodness, I just love myself a good small town, especially when it's set in Alaska. We love it. The only thing that I just like really am not loving so far is Zoe's best friend. There have been already 2 incidences in the first 100 pages where I'm just like really questioning her best friend's actions. So on the first night that Zoe's here, her best friend basically gets her drunk and abandons her, and I'm just like, why would you do that? Like, what the heck? And then something happens the next day, which actually ends up being a little bit funny, but Graham and Zoe actually end up in jail. And obviously Zoe doesn't have anyone in Alaska that she knows besides her best friend. So she tries to contact her best friend to bail her out of jail, and her best friend doesn't answer the phone and doesn't even come to pick her up. And I'm just sitting here reading like, this friend is not a true friend. Like, what the heck? So Graham ends up having to take her back home on both incidences, the drunk incident and the jail incident. So I'm just like, yeah, I'm not really liking this best friend so far. So every time I see the best friend coming up on any chapter, I'm just like, I don't like you. So yeah, she's really not a true friend. I hope that Zoe ditches her. And Graham also has the cutest little border collie dog named Jake, who is blind, and he's just so sweet. He's actually on the book cover, like right there. I don't know if you guys can see, but yeah, the dog is so cute. I love when books have dogs in them. But yeah, that's the update for the moment. I'm gonna go have some dinner now, and I'm gonna do a little bit more reading for the next hour or so, and then hopefully I will reach up to 200 pages tonight. So then I'll have tomorrow to read the other 200 pages, and tomorrow we also have the reading sprints. So I'm gonna wake up early in the morning to get some more reading done. I love the reading sprints. They're my favorite part of the readathon. Yeah, I just wanted to give you an update. Again, I am so sorry about the lighting. Also, oh my god, I completely forgot, but when Graham and Zoe got arrested, the police officer that arrested them was named Jonah. Oh my god, I was so shook because my favorite book of all time, which is The Simple Wild, is also set in a small town in Alaska. That is written by K.A. Tucker, and the love interest in that book is named Jonah. And I'm like, what are the odds that there is a Jonah in this small town of Alaska? Except The Simple Wild, Jonah was a charter pilot, and in this book, Jonah is a police officer. But I was like, what a coincidence, like out of any name, it was that. And also the Jonah that's in this book is married to a woman named Kelly, and in The Simple Wild our main character is named Kala. Well, the names are not exactly the same, but Kelly and Kala, like they're so similar. Like, what are the odds? I was like having like a shook moment because I was like, oh my god. The whole time, like before I started reading the book, I was just like, oh, I'm just like totally already picturing this to be like Moose Springs in the same world as The Simple Wild, and then there's a guy named Jonah in this book, and I'm like, what are the odds? Maybe the author purposely did that, who knows. Okay, anyways, now I'm actually gonna go have dinner, and I will talk to you guys probably either later tonight or tomorrow. Good morning, it is day 2 of the readathon. I am up early for the reading sprints, so I'm excited to get some reading in. Last night I didn't actually give you guys any update after dinner, but I did do a little bit of extra reading. I got up to page 192, so I am now 46% of the way through the book, which is so good. So I'm hoping to finish it off today. So I basically stopped off with Graham and Zoe coming back from a whale watching activity together because Zoe's best friend had booked these tickets to go whale watching with Zoe, but of course she ends up flaking at the last minute. Well, to be fair, there was a reason for it, like she was working, but like still I feel like this whole book has been Zoe's best friend not being a real friend. So Graham offers to go whale watching with her, even though he doesn't like doing any tourist activities, but he doesn't really like want her to go alone, especially because she has been so excited for whale watching. So they end up going together, but of course something goes wrong. I won't say what it is, but it's actually really funny. So yeah, I will give you guys an update later on, but I am going to continue reading with the reading sprints on. I'm so excited. We just finished the reading sprints for the day. They were so much fun. I just love the idea of everyone kind of like getting together and reading at the same time. It's just so fun. I just love the book community so much, and I got a lot of reading done as well. We did they did 4 reading sprints, but I was there for 3 because I went and got breakfast as well, which if you're wondering, I went to Baker's Delight. It's a Sunday tradition always to get Baker's Delight for Sunday morning breakfast. So I got a spinach and feta Danish. So excited to read that. I've also made myself a cup of morning tea, so I'm excited to drink that. So yeah, we did 3 reading sprints. They all went for half an hour, so all up we read for about an hour and a half. Well, I read for an hour and a half. So I am now 68% through the book. So I have got a lot of reading done during those 3 sprints. So I've almost read 100 pages during that time, which is absolutely amazing, and it just flew through. This book so far though, I'm just really liking the vibe. The whole Alaskan small town mountain setting is just so cozy and fits the winter mood perfectly. Graham and Zoe are also getting a lot more closer, and Zoe is kind of fitting in a little bit more with the locals more than the actual tourists, which I absolutely love. Like, she's fitting in so well with Graham and his local friends. And I'm also really liking some of the side characters, like the locals. I love Ash and Easton, who are Graham's friends. Still not really a huge fan of Zoe's best friend Lana, because she's still kind of like blowing her off. But with that being said, I just love that Graham absolutely hates any tourist activities, things like that, but he's wanting to make sure that Zoe has the best trip ever to Moose Springs. He actually literally like organized a special private helicopter ride to see the glaciers, and they went into an ice cave, almost had a near-death experience, because that is what seems to be happening to Zoe on this trip. It's just such a fun book. More than the romance itself, I'm just really enjoying the vibe of the story. This small town just is such a cozy vibe. And I also love the 2 love interests. Like Zoe, I feel like I can really relate to, because I'm an introvert myself, and I feel like Zoe is that way as well, and she loves traveling, and she's very optimistic and very sunshine vibes. I'm still seeing them like as really close friends rather than them as like a couple. I don't really know why. Yeah, that's my thoughts so far. Still really liking it. We got onto, it's not really a plot twist, there's no like plot twists or anything in this book, but there's like a sad thing that's happened with one of the with like this moose that you get introduced to in the start of the book. But Zoe only has 7 days left in Moose Springs, so let's see what happens with that. Winter readathon is now over, and I have managed to complete this book. So here are my thoughts and my rating. You guys already know I absolutely loved the setting of Moose Springs. I also really loved Graham and Zoe together. I think I mentioned like towards the start of the book I wasn't really shipping them together, but I did end up really liking them together. I thought they were just like balanced each other out really well. Zoe was just such a sweet, cute, wholesome character to read about, and I just loved her enthusiasm for Alaska and how much she grew to just love the small town in general, and how well she fitted in with all the locals. And I also did like Graham, especially towards the first like half of the book, but towards the end of the book he kind of got a bit annoying to read about, because there were just some things that he did which really annoying. But overall I did really like them together. Lana, Zoe's best friend, I still don't really like her, just because of all the things that she did to Zoe. Like, she basically got Zoe drunk on the first night that she was there and abandoned her, and then she was like ditching her for all the activities together. Even though at the end you kind of find out why she did all of that, but I still don't think that like justified why she did that, considering she like was meant to be a kind of tour guide for Zoe and just like make her their trip memorable. This book was good. I also really liked the ending. Yes, the ending was a little bit cheesy and cringy, but I still really liked it because it was so wholesome at the end. There are other books in this series as well. The second book is actually Lana, Zoe's best friend's book. I'm interested to see what that's like because my opinion of Lana might change in the second book, and there are also I think 2 other books after that as well which follow the other small town residents, so that is going to be really interesting. I'm so excited for that. But yeah, overall this book was a really good feel-good romance read. I love the grumpy sunshine aspect. Like Graham was grumpy, but like not grumpy to the point where he was just plain mean. I did end up rating this one a 3.5 out of 5 stars though, because I did feel like the book was a little bit too long. It definitely could have been cut down a little bit, and it did feel a little bit dragged out at some points as well. And also like towards the end Graham got a little bit annoying, and also there were like some things that kind of bugged me about the book, but for the most part I did enjoy it, and I definitely still do recommend this book. Anyways, I do hope you guys enjoyed watching this reading vlog. Give this video a huge thumbs up if you did, and of course subscribe to my channel down below. I post new videos every week, and follow me on my Instagram and my Goodreads, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!